Hello, I'm Jonathan Nichols, and I'm interviewing Daniel Mruk. Would you like to, explain a little bit about yourself?
I'm Daniel. I am currently living in Wichita, Kansas. I was originally born in St. Louis, Missouri, and lived there for about a few years. And we moved around the United States a lot. My father is a doctor, and most of the reasons we moved were because of his schooling. And yeah, I just have a lot of experiences around the United States.
All right. Can you just let's talk a little bit about your time in St. Louis. How long did you live there?
We lived there about 1 or 2 years personally, but my family, my mom, dad, and sister, they lived there about 3 or 4 years. We moved shortly after I was born.
Okay, so you don't remember too much about that
No,
area.
later on we moved closer to St. Louis after we moved around, and we visited it quite a bit. So I had some experiences there from like when we were back visiting, and I remember that we had like a small Polish community because both my parents are from Poland, and we'd just hang out on Sundays and have coffee and stuff, and they just drive into the city and take us like shopping at Pier One or just to look at stuff. And I just remember it being a really big city and it being pretty spread out.
All right. We talked a little bit about your parents. I understand they have like a kind of an interesting story. You want to discuss about that a little bit?
Yeah, so both my parents are from Poland. My mom is from Poznań and my father is from Krakow, and they both actually met in St. Louis, and they lived there for about 5, 6 years total. And then they married after knowing each other for about 2.5 years. Then my sister was born, and then I was born 2 years after her, and then shortly after that, about a year and a half, we moved to Minnesota. And it was just really interesting because you don't really meet that many Polish people, especially in the Midwest. You usually associate, Polish people with either Chicago, New York, or Boston. So it's always interesting growing up, it kind of felt like being a minor subculture of the average American culture because most people are Germanic or Swedish or Irish.
That's interesting. Okay, so you said that you moved to Minnesota at one. I'm assuming that was right after you left St. Louis.
Yeah, right after St. Louis, we went directly to Rochester, Minnesota, and I have some memories from there. I just remember there being a lot of snow, and it was just like dark most of the time, just because it's really far up north. But the people were generally really nice. I had two friends on the street, Julie and Trevor, and they're about my age and my sister's age, and we just hung out. And I remember learning how to ride a bike. And yeah, just basically a lot of snow, learning how to ride a bike. It was a pretty close knit community because it was in a developmental area of Rochester because they were building a lot of houses. And we moved up there because my father attended Mayo Clinic for his studies.
Okay. I think here I kind of lost track on here. Wait one second. Maybe we should take a look at this.